What's up, you guys? Teddy Striker here, and this Saturday, Ciryl Gane is challenging Tom Aspinall for the undisputed heavyweight title of the UFC. And in this video, I want to talk about how I think Ciryl Gane can win this fight, because a lot of people seem to think that this fight will be over in 2 minutes and Tom Aspinall is just going to go out there and destroy Ciryl Gane because of what happened in the Jon Jones fight, and also because of how Tom Aspinall has been doing these other heavyweights. But we're going to build a game plan for Ciryl Gane to finally get his hand raised and finally get that undisputed title wrapped around his waist. And with all that being said, let's get right into how I think Ciryl Gane can finally become
the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Ciryl Gane.
The first key to victory I have for Ciryl Gane is as we know, Tom Aspinall is a very fast fighter. He might even be faster than Ciryl Gane punch for punch. So to beat a guy who's faster than you, you need to strike first. You need to be the one that is attacking first. Because if Tom Aspinall attacks you first, it's going to be harder to get him back. So you start the exchange and then avoid the follow-up shot and then come back with a counter shot of your own. And Ciryl Gane actually has done this very well in the past against several opponents. He's shown a great ability to attack first and then eventually avoid their counter shot and end the exchange with a shot of his own. So start the exchange, because he is going to be faster than you. You got to assume that if you're a Ciryl Gane, even if you are faster than Tom Aspinall, go in there thinking he's going to be faster than you. So be proactive, start first, defend the counter, and then come back with a counter of your own. But moving on to the next key trick I have for Ciryl Gane, and that's going to be Tom Aspinall is very light on his feet. He's got great movement for a heavyweight, and to slow that down and to make him an easier target is to chop his legs. No one's really gone after his legs, and I think Ciryl Gane has the best leg kicks in the whole heavyweight division, and I think he's got to take advantage of that and really target the legs of Tom Aspinall to slow down that movement, maybe take some power off those shots as well so he can't plant on his feet. And yeah, I think going for the legs will do Ciryl Gane a lot of good, and I think it's going to be key to him winning this fight. Moving on to the next key trick I have for Ciryl Gane, and that's going to be as we know, Tom Aspinall has the shortest average fight time in the whole of the UFC, and he's able to get guys out of there, and a lot of the times it's because they make some basic striking mistakes, like coming into range without really setting it up and just walking in there thinking that nothing's going to happen and they can just throw their punch. But no, you need to, even when you're on the offense, you need to be defensively minded and make sure that you can swim without getting wet, as so many boxers like to say. And he's also on the back foot, like we've seen Alexander Volkov. He's one of the top heavyweights that hasn't been knocked out by Tom Aspinall. He got submitted, but one of the reasons why he didn't get knocked out is because he has some really good striking defense, and he was smart enough to know when to engage with Tom Aspinall and when to not engage, because he recognized when Tom Aspinall was coming at him. And when Tom Aspinall comes at you, he's very fast, he's very powerful. You do not want to move towards him. You want to move away from him. You do not want to create a collision. A collision creates a lot more impact and force, and it can actually put you to sleep. So you need to make sure you're avoiding the shots. And also, when you're attacking after you land a shot, make sure you get out the way, because Aspinall is going to be looking to counter you. We can't just go after film. We got to assume that he is going to be ready to counter and just quick to counter as soon as he gets hit or as soon as he defends a shot. So make sure you stay defensively sharp. Moving on to the next key trick I have for Ciryl Gane, and that's going to be the main reason Ciryl Gane lost to Jon Jones so quickly was because he threw a punch that got him completely out of position. He was reaching for Jon Jones instead of staying in a well-balanced stance. He was just reaching, and he let he brought his feet together, and that made the takedown come a lot easier for John Jones. But in this fight, you cannot do that because from what I've seen from Tom Aspinall's sparring sessions, I believe he's going to be looking to exploit that habit out of you. He's going to look to hit you with something and then hope that you counter him and maybe like get out of position, and then he's going to look for a takedown. So you need to make sure you stay in position, you stay in a strong stance at all times, and you do not reach. Touch him, keep him at the end of your range. You do not need to force things in this fight because that can get you in a lot of trouble. Moving on to the next key to victory I have for Ciryl Gane, and that's going to be we all know that Ciryl Gane is a very smart and calculated striker, but sometimes when it comes to grappling, I feel like he grapples a little bit with his ego instead of his logic, and sometimes he focuses on getting submissions instead of getting out of positions. But in my opinion, he needs to focus on completely staying on the feet and avoiding the ground, defend the takedowns, defend the grappling, and when you're on the ground and you have an opportunity to get up, take it. Do not go for submissions. Prioritize position over submission, and I believe you'll get out of a lot of bad positions. And I feel like Ciryl Gane could have won against Francis Ngannou if he didn't go for that heel hook. In the Volkov fight, he made that fight a lot closer than it should have been because he pulled submissions instead of just focusing on getting back to his bread and butter, what got him to the dance, and that is his striking. So Ciryl needs to absolutely just focus on grappling defensively and keeping the fight on his feet. Moving on to the next key to victory I have for Ciryl Gane, and that's going to be So Ciryl Gane revealed his game plan is basically going to be to try and get Tom Aspinall to deep waters. He actually predicted a decision victory for him. So the plan is clearly to extend the fight, and you want to win the later rounds and really put a stamp on that. So you got to slow him down. He's not just going to gas out himself. So you got to blast him with a lot of body kicks, a lot of body punches. Tom Aspinall also has great head movement, so do not just aim for the head. We talked about leg kicks earlier, and now you're going to go to the body. Give him a well-rounded attack because Sergey Pavlovich, he was just headhunting. Curtis Blades was just headhunting. Volkov, he was throwing some body shots here and there, but he didn't really get going. And all the other guys were just headhunting or didn't have time to get going. So you really need to start investing in that body early of Tom Aspinall. It is there to be hit. A guy who moves his head like Tom Aspinall is wide open to get hit with body shots, so do not hesitate and blast those kicks, punches, and knees. But moving on to the next key trick I have for Ciryl Gane, and that's going to be in my opinion, Ciryl Gane has the best kicks in the whole of the heavyweight division. He also is the best kicker that Tom Aspinall will have ever fought. But the problem is Ciryl Gane, sometimes he does throw some lazy kicks, and that has got him in trouble in the past, and that has got him taken down or maybe hit or countered. So he's got a need to throw these kicks sharp. You cannot throw lazy kicks. The thing with kicks is kicks are very effective, but if you just throw them with no setup and if they're a bit lazy, then that can put you in a lot of trouble. So Ciryl Gane needs to be throwing sharp kicks for the whole of 25 minutes. And I know that Ciryl Gane is in the best shape of his life right now. He's been training extremely hard. He knows what is at stake. So I'm expecting Ciryl Gane to be able to do this. That is all I've got for how I think Ciryl Gane can beat Tom Aspinall. Obviously, he's going to need to do a lot more, but I think he can get us done. And I feel like he is being massively overlooked. But like I said, I think he can get this done. I feel like this is a 50-50 matchup, but that's all I've got for today. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. God bless, and I will see you in the next one.